Stop thinking and start processing your emotions. Welcome everybody back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Vanessa. It's so good to have you here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. So lately I've been noticing a lot of comments and a lot of emails from you guys where I read that you feel like you don't know how to make money, or you don't know how to make friends, and you don't know, like, you feel a bit at the mercy of life. And I get that, no judgment, I've been there too. So I really understand that this can feel like frustrating and just like, you don't know how to get out of it. I completely get that. Sorry if there's noise in the background, by the way. They're doing something in the house. Sorry. And I completely get that. It's a annoying place to be in, and I understand that you feel like, you're trying everything and you're trying to figure it out with your mind, but you're not getting to where you want to be. And there's a reason why. And the reason is we cannot solve everything with our logical mind. Our logical mind is designed to, yes, find solutions to things that we want to do or to problems. But if the problem is much deeper than just figuring out, where am I going to get lunch today? That are very simple things to figure out. But if subconsciously, in your subconscious mind, in the place where all your beliefs and held emotions are located, memories and so on, if in that place of you could also call it the nervous system because it's connected, if on that level you have limiting beliefs that make you believe, I can't make money, or I don't deserve to be seen, or I don't deserve love, or whatever it is for you, then you will constantly attract situations again and again that mirror back to you those beliefs. Even though you do deserve love, but you need to believe it first, right? Like, you need to believe that you deserve love and you deserve support and you deserve the job or the career that you want or whatever it is. But you need to understand that it's an issue with your belief system, and that this can only be tackled by feeling through your held emotions in the body, because our beliefs are created through emotional intensity, emotion, energy in motion. So if that can be little tiny incidences on your life's journey, but it can also be bigger traumatizing events that created beliefs inside of you of, I'm not good enough, I'm too much, I'm not worthy of love, I don't deserve the ease, I don't deserve whatever. And you need to understand, your job is to understand what are those beliefs, yeah? And you need to understand, what is your worth dependent on, yeah? So is your worth dependent on your job title? Is your worth dependent on how hard you're working? Is your worth dependent on your weight, your marital status? Like, are you single? Are you married? Whatever. Is your worth dependent on your gender, on your how your face looks like? Is it dependent on where you live? Is it dependent on where you come from? Is it dependent on your skin color? What does it depend on? Understand what deep down belief you have about yourself that you reinforce again and again and again. I can give you an example from myself. For a long time, I thought I had the belief I'm too much. And so in every situation, I would shrink myself to not stand out too much, to not be too seen, to not be subject of judgment, basically. But then at some point, like, feeling through my emotions, because when you feel through an emotion, again, emotion, energy in motion, when you feel through it, there's always a realization on the other side when you process your emotions. And then you realize, that came from a certain time in my life when, I was told all the time, don't be loud, don't do this, don't be too much, whatever, and then you realize, oh, but this was only one person who reinforced this. There are 7 billion or 8 billion, I don't know where we're at right now, people in the world. They will not all have the same judgment towards me. That person is not leading my life. I'm an adult now. I can make my own choices and I can decide that I'm worthy, because we come here all inherently worthy, no matter what. And I know that this may trigger you right now. This is a concept that's difficult to understand. If you've only always thought linear, and if you look at the world like, oh yeah, but there are people in war zones and people in poverty and all that. Yes, that's true and it's horrible, but that doesn't mean that you cannot feel worth within you, because the more you allow yourself to feel worthy, the more you're going to create a life that you love, and the more you're going to be able to support people in other countries with initiatives or whatever, So I always think like people have such a negative view on success and allowing yourself to have a life of ease. When you have good values, that's all you need, because then you will choose to invest and support people and initiatives and businesses that have a positive, supportive impact on the world. And I'm sharing this content for you to change your mind, to become one of those people who make an impact, and to allow themselves to live a life that makes you happy. Because if you stay in the place where you're constantly miserable, you're not gonna actually contribute something good to the world. You're gonna be the one who's judging all the time, who's angry all the time, and who's feeding the narrative that having an easy life and being happy and living out your dreams is actually wrong. You know what I mean? So that's why it's so important to resolve and to realize, your inner conflicts. And with inner conflicts, I mean, where do you feel not loved? Where do you feel like people don't like you? That usually comes from a place where we actually need to understand now as adults, we need to start by liking ourselves. We need to start by accepting ourselves, and all those narratives, those negative narratives that are looping in your head, maybe you are not even aware of them. So it's so important to make the unconscious conscious. Yeah. And I hear so many people say, I tried everything and, life is just so bad to me and all these things. And I completely understand where you come from. I'm not judging that at all. That's fair. That's valid. And you are the only person who can change that. And you gotta start by moving from thinking with your logical mind through those things and actually processing emotions that keep you in those thought patterns, in those loops. I've been there too. And it didn't serve me, it didn't serve anybody. Yeah. And when I decided to, okay, let me see, how can I step out of my ego? Because it's also a comfort zone to be in this place where everything goes wrong all the time. And, it's also comfortable. If you're familiar, if that's something that's familiar to you, like things going wrong and not working out, then this is also a comfort zone. I know that sounds weird, but maybe you can just open up to the idea and get curious about, I wonder where I limit myself, where I have limiting beliefs. Yeah. And again, you cannot realize or process this through your logical mind. You need to feel. And there are different tools you can use to start feeling through your emotions. One of them is breathwork. So you can use breathwork to actually get out of your logical mind, connect to your limbic brain, where all your limiting beliefs and stories and memories and held emotions are stored. And there you can actually, through your breath, I know that sounds abstract, but it really works. It works for me every time, for my clients every time. You get in touch with that place and you quiet your prefrontal cortex and you get access to your held emotions and you start feeling and processing And you actually, start realizing things that you haven't had access to, that you didn't know about yourself. And that's really beautiful, because we don't need anything else but our breath. And if you ever want to join like an online breathwork session, you can click the link below. I do these every month, in the start of every month, and it's an hour and 15 minutes. You don't need to share your voice. You don't need to put on your Zoom and show your face. You can just participate, and it is 15 euros, which is like $16, I think. This is such a small investment. It's like group therapy in a way, and it's such a small investment to try something new. Or you can also just put into YouTube breathwork. Yeah, and like start something new, because if we only always take the same action, we get the same results. Logical, no? Same action, same results. And so we need to start to try out other things that may seem to us new and maybe a little bit weird. But I also know that if you watch YouTube, you see so many people talk about these kind of things. And people wouldn't talk about it if it didn't work, So I just wanted to come on here today with this short message and just tell you, like, sometimes we all need a little bit of a kick, like a loving kick in the butt. And I need this sometimes. So I just wanted to share it with you today, because I'm saying this with all my love. And, I'm also, how can I don't know. It's something that you need to want, because sometimes we think we want to change, but actually a part of us, and here again, like I always do, refer to internal family systems, partswork. Sometimes you just need to understand, where is the fear of you changing? What is the worst thing that could happen if you get what you wanted? If you were happy and you had people that love you and you got the job that you wanted, would you be able to welcome that? Or what would you be afraid to lose it, or not to be appropriate for it? Or what is your fear? And again, what is your worth depending on? How do you think you need to be in order to, get that job and all these kind of things? Have those friends, whatever it is for you. Yeah, and I know it's a concept that feels new and that may be triggering for you right now. But honestly, we are the creators of our life, and we get to take responsibility. And we cannot only think our way through stuff that makes you crazy, because you feel like, I've already thought of all the options. Why is it not working? And I understand that this is frustrating. That's why you need to get into your body. You need to start getting into your body. You can there's so many ways of using your body. Put on a song, dance in the room. You will feel much better and liberated afterwards. Use breathwork. Join one of my sessions, or find one on YouTube, if you want to start for free. Try EFT tapping. EFT tapping is also really powerful in order to release limiting beliefs. So actually, just spontaneously, let's do a little EFT tapping session. So EFT tapping is basically like acupressure or acupuncture without the needles, and you tap along the meridian points of your body. And these meridian points are connected to your nervous system. So they help you release whatever you're tapping on, whatever topic you're tapping on. And sometimes you need just one time, sometimes you need several times. It really depends on how deep imprinted your belief or your fear or whatever it is within you. And that's another thing. Don't just do things once. Obviously, it's not going to work just once. You got to keep on going. Just like you have to keep on going when you broke your leg, you don't just go to physiotherapy once. And you need to start seeing those things that you cannot see, like your beliefs, your emotions. You cannot see them, but you can feel them. And it takes just as consistent work as working with a physiotherapist on recovering your leg. This is just, you got to be patient. Don't play the short game. Don't work with instant gratification, because this is not getting you sustainable change. Play the long game. Develop patience for yourself. And when you develop patience, you develop compassion, and you're not rushing. Start small, but make small changes. Let's do a tiny little tapping round. Just follow my lead. That's all you got to do. And see how you feel afterwards. Maybe repeat it if it feels good, okay? Let's start on the top of the head. I'm so over it. And you can speak out loud, or you can repeat in your mind, whatever feels good to you. I want my life to change, but it doesn't. And I'm so over it. I tried literally everything. And I feel like I'm just stuck. And that's really annoying. I'm really annoyed, and I'm even annoyed right now doing this tapping thing. But I don't know what else to do. That's why I'm trying this. I'm frustrated and sad. Maybe I'm even a little bit angry. Or I feel helpless. And that's just getting me more frustrated. It's really hard for me to feel my emotions. Because when I allow myself to feel my emotions, it feels like, you tap here, it feels like I'm giving up. It feels like I'm weak. And then I feel like I'm even lower than I already am. Maybe for today, I can just start by accepting that part of me that is afraid of change. Hey, little part, I see you. I feel you. I know putting myself out there is scary. Feeling my emotions is scary. But you know what? I tried everything else. And nothing worked. So now I decide to work with my body. And maybe just dip my toe into feeling my feelings. I'm scared. I'm scared what may happen. But you know what? I'm going to take the risk. I've done so many hard things in my life. I've overcome so much shit. And I'm still here. So that counts for something. And I know that feeling my feelings is a pathway to healing. So I'm allowing myself to just take a deep breath. Take that breath now. And exhale all the fear. And allow myself to connect to my heart and just open to it a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. I just imagine to open the door a tiny little bit so the sunlight can get in. And maybe you remember, and you speak that too, maybe you remember the quote from Leonard Cohen that says, "The crack is where the light gets in." So I love and accept myself where I am right now. And I know that there may be some cracks within my heart. But we all have them. And I don't need to be ashamed of who I am. I don't need to be afraid of feeling my emotions. We all have them. And maybe for a while I suppressed who I am or how I feel. But this time is over. I'm no longer neglecting myself. I'm no longer neglecting my needs. And even if it's hard, now I'm starting to show up for myself, to believe in myself, and to take action on my heart's desires. I love and accept myself. And even if I'm not where I want to be right now, I decide right now to believe on myself, to not give up, to take self-responsibility, to figure out those limiting beliefs and process my emotions. And little by little, I get more confident and more daring and more trusting in myself. And this is how I begin to live the life that I want. And so it is. Take a deep breath in through your nose, deep into your belly. And release through your mouth. And you can take some water. Maybe you had some emotions come up. Maybe you had to yawn. That's all like signs of release. If you didn't have much come up, try this again and again and again. Especially if you have a hard time connecting to your emotions, okay? Leave a comment below. Tell me where you're at, how you feel. If this video triggered you, I'm sorry, but it's good. A trigger is good. It shows you where there's the pain. So don't jump at me. Notice what the trigger shows you. Are you getting angry? Are you getting frustrated? What is coming up for you? And then feel through that. Take it through this. Take this emotion through this tapping we just did. Breathe a few times. I'm going to show you some breath work as well in the next video, okay? I love you. You've got this, but I believe in you, but you also need to believe in yourself, okay? We've got this. Let's do this all together. If you haven't yet, subscribe, leave a like, and I see you in another video. You've got this, and I need you to believe in yourself as well. There's a way out. And step by step, you can change your mind, you can process your emotions, and this is the pathway to actually get to where you want to be. Okay? Have a beautiful rest of your day.